Yo, what's going on, y'all? Sorry about that. I rerouted my entire system and I upgraded Windows, so it actually cut out here. Yeah, I see you, brother. I'm just gonna say what's up here. Thank y'all for joining me. It's your boy Legal Alien here on YouTube, also known as Tony the Tiger. So today, y'all, we're gonna have my buddy here, Jake, the CEO of Finance Blocks himself. Let me go ahead and bring him up here. Y'all say what's up. What's going on, Jake?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you guys so much for having me up here. It's honestly a pleasure to be here with everybody, and honestly, a really exciting times for FBX. So super excited to be here, and shout out to Legal Alien, and just really excited to share this moment with you guys.
Heck yeah, brother. No, I appreciate you having me here. Chaka, I can't hear you. Sorry about that, y'all. No, it was routed to some Sonic device. I don't know. I've never used it, but so John Smith is in the building saying, hey, what's up, brother? Chaka, Racket Club, GoSocial.me, FBX with the rocket sign. Let's go.
Let's go.
BP? Let's go, baby. Salute, show some love. Smash that like button on the way in. That's right. Yo, so let's get right into it, man. I'm happy to have you here, man. How's your day been? Let's start there.
Oh, man. Day's been exciting, right? Getting ready for permissionless tomorrow. So huge event. There's going to be a lot of Web3 development stuff, a lot of blockchain stuff going on. So really just have my team here with me. They're all sitting in the background right now, just watching behind the scenes, getting a nice smile. And so shout out to all the FBX team that's watching right now. And we're just getting ready for a time right now, right? It's a super exciting time in Web3, and we're really excited to get going on permissionless.
No, for sure, man, for sure. Well, let me go and introduce yourself, brother. Tell your story about crypto, a little bit of your backstory as far as how you got in and what you're doing now.
Yeah, amazing. So first off, I'd like to start off with how I met Tony and Legal Alien. So we were in a late night DGen space on Twitter Spaces. You could often find us there, man, as most DGens these days, right? So that's where me and Tony actually met. But a little bit about myself. I've been in the space since 2013. I was early on with the Tron project. I kind of go back a little bit with Justin Sun in terms of blockchain development. So was really all early on in the Tron and was really a big component of the Tron DAO. So that's a little bit about my background and how I really got involved in the space and building and innovating. So again, I've been in the space since 2013. I've traded and been a day trader. I've, worked on projects and different things. So one of the major things I wanted to do in terms of developing my own project and working with a lot of people was I wanted to create something that can make a difference in regular people's lives, whether they're involved in crypto or not. So Finance Blocks really started on a trip back in 2019 where I met my co-founder actually on a month-long trip in India. We were introduced through multiple different parties. Yeah. So I spent about a month of time in 2019 in India actually learning about the ecosystem, spending time on the ground with different rural financial institutions, and actually just learning.
That on the website. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So the fact that it was based in India, not the whole backstory, but
yeah. So like half of our team, it's really awesome. So we have Tony, who's based out of Brazil. He's our marketing guy. He's amazing. Shout out to Tony. I'm sure he's on the stream. We also have some really amazing.
We're both Tony.
Oh man, right? Shout out to the Tonys. So we have Tony Marquez, who's our marketing guy out of Brazil. We have myself, who's based in Los Angeles. We have Corneli.
Hold on. Is my space getting rugged, or did Jake get rugged there? Oh, you're back.
Perfect. So we have some amazing. No worries. All good.
Yeah, you're good now. Yeah. Just wanted to make sure that way you're not like on a huge spill and it's like, oh, bro, you're still caught. We didn't get any of that. You know what I mean? Hold on. Looks like you're caught again.
having some technical difficulties, huh?
Yeah, Tony double trouble. I'm good on my end. It typically gives me a little indicator.
Yeah, it actually tells me I'm pretty good here on my end as well. Can you guys hear me? Is everything good?
So far, so good, man.
Perfect. Yeah. So, being a global team, we have representatives from Brazil, India, the US. So we're a pretty international and global team. This journey really started back in 2019. I actually went to India for about a month to actually meet my co-founder. We were introduced through, really learning and developing the ecosystem, right? And so I spoke to many different rural financial institutions on the ground. And we also started building and developing this product, right? And so, it was really incredibly interesting. So, fast forward 3 years later and, multiple different trials and testings and understanding ecosystems and working with different government institutions to product, right? So definitely some really incredible things. And, I'm really looking forward to sharing more with you guys about what we're doing at FBX and everything we have going on, right? From,
Right.
The platform and the ecosystem we're developing to actually how we create, change in the places that we're doing, right? So we'd really love to get into that. So again, one of the things, and you can find it across many of our Twitter spaces and you can find it across.
Oh, I don't know what it is, brother. Keep getting caught up. I don't know if I don't think it's me. What up, TX Tornado? Is it me? No. No, Jake. Having some issues there, brother. You're back.
Tony, I'm having some technical issues with you here. I am not seeing you on my end. It says I'm good, but I'm not seeing you on my end.
Yeah, it said, well, Crypto AI is letting me know that I'm good. You froze. You're back now, but you are like I'm watching it on another computer.
Yeah, it's super weird.
I don't know if it's me though. Hold on, let me.
Yeah, it says I'm good here on my end. You actually just came back, so let me see if this works. So, yeah, so that's really the story about FBX and how we really got started on this journey. A little bit about my background and some different things. You guys could always find me in Twitter Spaces. I'm constantly here in Twitter Spaces, interacting with the community, trying to get to know different members of different communities, right? So that's one of the biggest things we're focused on right now is obviously community building and some different things. So definitely really looking forward to getting into some of the questions and, really getting started, man. So that's a little bit of background about myself.
No, heck yeah, man. Again, I'm glad to have you here. I actually do. Hold on here. Let me make sure. I think it was my VPN possibly. Let's see here. I'm going to add this here. Put this at the bottom. I wanted to pull up y'all's website, man, because that thing is, man, visually appealing, man. Talk about aesthetics, dude. This thing is banging, brother.
Yeah,
but
thank you so much, man.
How long ago did y'all establish this website?
Oh man, shout out to the other Tony again here on this one, and he's a rock star, as most Tonys are. But we actually built this website about 7 months ago. And one of the things we really wanted to focus on was, being a global company and being a company that's focused on such a geographic outreach. We wanted to make the website translatable for so many different people. So one of the amazing things you'll see at the top is there's actually about 12 different languages that you could translate our site to. Our white paper is fully translatable into a number of different languages. And we've actually had multiple different language experts actually go through this site and actually just make sure that everything is actually correct. Because, if you write something like C in English, it might actually translate to C in a different language. So we've actually gone through with, multiple different experts in these languages and actually gone through and scanned through our website. So everything is actually correctly translated in all 12 languages there. So on the site, you could find a lot of what we do in terms of rural finance, how we actually onboard these institutions, some of the things that some of these institutions run into as far as problems, right? Like institutional red tapeism, lack of, identity scores and different things. So here you'll find some members of the FBX team, myself. You could find some of us here at Permissionless as well. Tony Marquez, Hale Gassenheimer. Harold is a SEC approved CFO. He is an incredible member of our team. He really handles a lot of the books. We also have Jackson Campbell, who's the chief legal officer behind the Finance Blocks team. Brendan, who's our business development. Yeah. So, don't worry about it, man. I got it down, man. You can put it in any language and all. I can see. So, yeah, really.
I'm just testing you, bro. Now I was double checking the Spanish too.
Good, man. Good.
Yeah, hold
devs and founders accountable, right? So you could find everything there, man, from our CERTIC to how we sort of onboard these institutions. And basically, we wanted to make it understandable that it was easy to understand whether you understood rural finance or whether you understood traditional finance, right? So one of the things we deal with is what the product that we've built is very complicated, right? In terms of how we onboard these institutions and what it is that we do. So one of the things we really had to focus on was simplifying the information that it was understandable by, regular traders who might come in, spend a couple minutes on our site, trying to figure out what we do and if we're a product that can work.
Hold on, Chrissy. Why are you saying it's too flashy, brother? What? BP,
Hey, man.
Border Patrol in the house.
The website is too flashy. Chris, I will definitely take that into consideration, and we'll let the team know. But
Dude,
yeah,
I love Chris, man. He has some good insight, man. Hey, Chris, definitely, if you have any questions, brother, I know my buddy Jake here. He's no stranger to the hard questions, man. I heard it myself on an impromptu AMA out of nowhere on Twitter at 3 a.m. Though I did have this first comment here by John Smith, so I'll go ahead and touch on that one. He says he doesn't get the name, so I guess kind of where did the name come from, and you know.
Yeah, absolutely. So the major thing we're trying to fix, right, is finance, right? And so one of the things that we really sat down when we did the name was how can we make it relatable to Web3 and also understanding of what it is that we're trying to do, right? And so we're a blockchain-based company. So we use the blockchain, obviously, being an incorruptible ledger, it fixes a lot of the different problems that really exist in this industry. And so one of the things that we really wanted to focus on was we wanted to keep the branding, constant. And so we came up with the name Finance Blocks because blockchain, right? So it's a finance blockchain, finance blocks. And that's how we really came to this. And honestly, FBX, man, tell me a cooler abbreviation than FBX.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, dude. It's pretty banging, dude. FBX it rolls off the tongue. Nice 3 letters. Yeah, FBX, baby.
Love it, man.
Yeah, don't sleep on this token. Where's
Don,
Austin?
thank you so much for the comment. And I don't know where Austin is, but I would love to see him around me because apparently he loves flashy websites, right?
Awesome, Austin, dude. You know who he is?
I do not, man. I do not. I just saw the comment down there at the bottom.
He's he's pretty big in the YouTube crypto space. He's one of the bigger quote unquote people. He's awesome though, man. He's a really great guy. Let's see here.
We put a lot of love into the website too, right? Because we feel that the website is a representation of us, right? So we wanted to really showcase that we care about our product, right? And I think a lot of people believe a website is indicative of the platform and the team, right? So we wanted our website to be as interesting as we feel our product was, right? So that's why we've really put a lot of time and different things behind the website. And the one really cool thing about the website is it's so clickable. You can spend so much time on there between media and white paper and the team. There's blogs on there and just so much stuff, right? So constantly announcing, constantly keeping the website up to date.
Oh, I did see that here. Where was that again? Here, the blog. Where'd it go? Trade on Mexi on Probit. So I saw that too. You guys are on Mexi and Probit. I actually did pull that up here.
So right now we're actually on MEXC and Probit as well as another exchange called Knightsbridge. And so Knightsbridge is going to be our staking and a lot of our DeFi focused platform. So we're going to be introducing future options as well, where you'll actually be able to trade futures both here on Knightsbridge as well as on CoinStore. Nice. One really exciting thing I really wanted to come into the space and kind of announce tonight, and one of the reasons I had asked you to come on this space was Finance Blocks has actually just received a capital commitment of $25 million from the Global Emerging Markets Group. And so we'll be using,
congratulations, bro.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. I really wanted to come on here and use this platform as the place to announce it. I thought it'd be really cool to kind of share with the community that kind of shares with me. So shout out to you guys. You guys are really awesome, and I really appreciate everything you guys do for the community. But yeah, I mean, we're really focused on building and continuing to develop our platform, onboarding about 3+ million users this year, and so we really wanted to put a focus and an emphasis on raising capital to support our ambitions. And so we're currently going through a $35 million growth seed, I guess you could call it, or Series A, whatever you prefer to call it. But we've actually received 25 of the $35 million capital commitment, and we're going to be using that to put directly into our ecosystem. So you should see a pretty high shift within our token. You'll see a pretty high shift within our onboarding of the actual users and of financial institutions. One really cool thing, we actually already do have our CertiK score. I believe we were ranked 1,300 out of about 21,000 projects on there right now.
Phenomenal.
So we actually were able to fix all of our major concerns right now. So we actually only have one informational concern from CertiK. So if you actually look at us compared to other projects, once we activate our Skynet, I imagine we'll be probably a top 200, 300 project. However, they're just sort of asking us for about $15,000. And we just didn't feel at this point we would much rather put that money into marketing into the community, right? So, we just felt that the funds weren't really worth what they were sort of asking. And so we're really excited, though, to sort of receive this commitment because it kind of brings us to the next level, right? in terms of development of our platform and really bringing us to the next space, which I believe, is a top 1,000 CMC coin. So right now we're currently on CMC. I believe we're currently ranked 3,900 last time I looked, but
I did find you on there. CMC, baby. Look at that.
Oh man, shot us down to 42. So yeah,
up 32% on the day though in this red market.
Yeah, man, it was actually amazing. So we actually got the opportunity to go before the Algorand community the other day on Twitter Spaces. We actually saw our price actually rise to about 19 cents. In one day, we were up about 547% after that Algorand Twitter Space. So we've had some really amazing, yeah, man, it was amazing. So we've had some really great traction in terms of volume and in terms of actually bringing people into our platform. MEXC was down trading the other day. So if you go to our coin market cap, you'll actually see we had kind of a bad trading volume day just in terms of where we were because, again, the exchange itself kind of was a bit down. So
MEXC was down?
Yeah, MEXC was down. Their entire trade thing was down the other day. So, our volumes were kind of affected just because that's our main markets right now. But we also do offer ourselves on Probit as well. But most of our market at this point is trading on MEXC, and we're seeing organic volumes of nearly $100,000 to $200,000 a day.
That's insane, bro.
Yeah,
so what, $3 billion a day there in MEXC, almost.
Yeah. There's quite a bit of volume and quite a bit of movement across our MEXC charts. So, make sure to smash. I agree. Make sure to smash that like button. Make sure to subscribe to my man. I'll give a quick shout out to Legal Alien here. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button and then show my man Tony some love. Share it on Twitter. Share it across all of your social medias. And,
I did put a tweet out there too as well, guys. If y'all want to spread the word here, did look like Chrissy did have the first question there though.
Absolutely.
That we're live, and I put it out here.
Beautiful. I will go ahead and retweet now. I apologize, everyone.
It's this a decentralized lending system. How does it work?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are, in a sense, a lending system, right? So it's actually a pretty cool system. And so what we do is we actually go to rural financial institutions. So whether that be cooperative credit societies or any sort of financial institution that services people or services a community. So in a lot of places, for instance, let's give Madhya Pradesh, India, for example. So Madhya Pradesh was our pilot program. And so what we did is we actually go to places that operate off of legacy systems, whether that's Excel spreadsheets or even paperback books. And we go in and we completely digitize their infrastructure completely for free. So we give them a tablet, we give them the back-end support, we give them the infrastructure needed to actually offer digital services out of their institutions. And so we actually bring digital institution infrastructure to rural financial institutions at no overhead cost to them. And so there's two really cool aspects of that. So we have a lending part of the platform where we actually bridge the gap between large financial institutions and small financial institutions. Right. So we can actually go to a Wells Fargo or an HSBC and actually broker loans to smaller financial institutions at better rates than they're offering now. Or we can actually have FBX token holders actually use their tokens and stake those tokens to provide loans to the institutions themselves. And so the actual FBX holders will be able to give institutional loans. So we've been working with the Indian government to secure contracts to actually provide our community. We work with the Rural Finance Ministry as well as the Agricultural Ministry in India. We're working directly with them to figure out a platform that works to help fight corruption, because what happens in a lot of these different small rural financial institutions is they take advantage of the illiterate, right? And so we are working directly with the government to find ways to alleviate some of the corruption as well as alleviate some of the issues that they're facing, right? Like institutional red tapeism and improper KYC. And so our platform does all of that. And so now moving into sort of how as you as an FBX holder know which banks to provide loans to, right? Because if we have 1,000 banks on our network, then you need the information. And so what we did is by being on a blockchain, right, we have the smart credit scores. And so we're building out. So we've connected to the national Aadhaar system, which is the national identification system for India. And we're actually assigning smart credit scores to all of these people. So let's say Chris, for instance, wanted to give a loan to the bank. Chris can actually get all of that information and all of the analytics behind that bank before making that actual loan.
One sec, Jake. I don't know if it's glitching here. It says we have 600 people in here. What?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I have an
What?
influencer. I have an influencer that we work with who he's been promoting this pretty heavily, as well as a lot of the FBX communities here. This is my first actual YouTube video, so there's a lot of support from the FBX community as well. I think a lot of people are really excited. I
Yo,
think,
that's insane.
yeah, I'm psyched, man. I'm so psyched to have this many people here, man. I love it that so many people are interested in what we're doing.
What the heck? Yeah, dude, Chaka. Yeah, they are handling business, dude. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you short there. I was just
Oh
like
no,
shocked.
man, totally fine,
So
man.
that spike. I was like, what?
Yeah, yeah.
Yo.
So we have we work with a number of different influencers, both in Eastern Europe as well as like Latin America. And one of them actually just tweeted out, I believe, and also one of them shared. They have like a pretty big following, so I think quite a number of people hopped in with them.
Dude, it's insane. Sorry.
Yeah, no, man, that's awesome. I'm so happy that we have so many people in here.
Dude, what? Oh man. So I guess hold on here. Let me pull this up. Let me just catch up on the comments here real quick.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Let's get to some of the questions, man. Let's get
freaking that guy. You brought me here. Where can I buy in? So I actually do have a link here in the description, brother, for the MEXC exchange. That one is good now, right? Or should I put the
no, MEXC is perfect. MEXC is perfect. That's where most of our community trades. That's where most of our volume is. It's probably where I would say our real equilibrium prices in terms of where the actual community is. So
right.
yeah, I would definitely say go to MEXC. Also, we'll be on Knightsbridge here in another couple days, and you'll be able to actually go onto Knightsbridge. One amazing thing about them as an exchange is they have told us that they'll constantly support whatever the highest price is on any exchange. They'll personally guarantee that. So if you want to make sure that you have the highest price possible in terms of selling your tokens or arbitrage or anything like that, I would definitely look to secure and maybe put some tokens in. Matt W, I absolutely agree. I believe so, man. I believe so. I think we'll be a $1 token by end of the year from
just saying, that's a 25x from here.
Yeah.
Not financial advice. Hold on, let me put the banner. This one, okay, this banner doesn't apply to my buddy Jake here. I made it yesterday. I thought it was hilarious. I'm gonna put it up there.
Definitely follow the last part though. Definitely hit the like button and subscribe to my man. If there's one part of that you should listen to, it is definitely that. But obviously, do your own research, right? Like we talk about this in Twitter Spaces too all the time, right? Like knowing what you're investing in, knowing the team behind the project, understanding what it is they're doing, and making informed decisions, right? Because that's what the space is all about: is making informed decisions and doing the right thing by yourself in terms of your liquidity and your hard-earned money.
Right. True.
We'd love to get to some more questions, though. If there's any more questions, I would.
No, there was. Hold on. Let me just make sure I find them here. They were bantering here back and forth with NFT Queen and that guy. How did it go? Yup. Yo, I don't know that guy. Can we get some likes, please? That's right. New ideas. Where was it? Oh, Chrissy, right here. If you use a third-party physical bank, doesn't that defeat the purpose of decentralization, as people creditworthiness would be needed in order to approve credits?
Yeah, great. This is a great question. So in a lot of different countries, like for instance, yes. Actually, let me back up here a second. So decentralization in theory is fantastic, right? I think everybody loves the idea of decentralization. Now, the actual ability to accomplish decentralization in terms of building out products, in terms of social impact, like think about social impact and real impact, right? Like when we're building and innovating products, decentralization is great, but decentralization doesn't solve the need of every problem. And so what we wanted to do is we wanted to take the benefits of decentralization in Web3 and put it into a product that's usable for regular people. And so by using the third-party banks we didn't want ourselves to have to go out and onboard these individual users, right? Going out and being able to onboard a village of 500 people is very hard to do. And so by dealing with these third-party institutions and strengthening their digital infrastructure, we're actually able to provide the services they need. So sort of moving back to like the credit worthiness part of this conversation, a lot of what happens in a lot of these countries, for instance, is if you use rural institutions that are not centrally connected to the central banking system, they don't report or have any sort of credit system or KYC. So let's say you, Chris, were to take a loan for 30% out of an Indian rural financial institution and you pay back that loan. there is no sort of proof or there is no sort of paperwork that shows. So the next time you go to take a loan from a different institution, you will not be able to get better rates, or they will not be able to say, oh, well, this person's very worthy, so instead of charging him 30%, we'll actually be able to give it to him for 20%, right? And so what we're trying to do is we're trying to build a platform that multiple banks can operate off of. And so let's say Chris goes to bank A and wants to take a loan at 30%. And says, well, I've actually paid back loans and I feel like I should get a better loan. So Chris goes to Bank B now. And Bank B is also in the Finance Blocks platform. Bank B now has the ability to see the information about Chris from his first loan. They can see that he paid back on time. They can see that he was a worthy person. And so Bank B might be able to say, hey, Chris, instead of borrowing at 30%, would you like to borrow at 20? And so that's what we're doing. We're bringing the best parts of decentralization and the ideals behind it and putting it in a product that's usable in a centralized sense.
Right. That's actually really cool. I didn't. I kind of assumed they had some kind of credit system in other areas, but you're right.
So they
just thinking
really
about
do. So what's really interesting, and let's talk about India, for example, right? Because India is one of the areas that we focus on. So in India, there is a credit score system, right? There's a ton of people, and so there is a credit score system. But the way the credit score system works is that is only for banks that operate under the centralized banking system. And so the way it works in India, for instance, is there's 850,000 institutions that operate under the agricultural ministry, nothing to do with the central bank. So the people that are essentially responsible for putting in the guidelines and the regulatory frameworks behind farming and agriculture are the same people responsible for making sure that these banks are not acting in corrupt ways and setting the regulation for them. So they don't have the same actual aspects and regulatory framework of that of the banks that are operating under the centralized system. And so these people don't have any advantages of credit scores or paperwork trails or anything like that. And so what we're trying to do is we're trying to bring that service to the rural users who really need it most. And so when we designed this platform, it was really interesting because we made it for anywhere from about 500 users to 2,000 users in size. And when we really started spending time on the ground and discussing with institutions, the main institutions we noticed who needed it were the institutions that had about anywhere from 8 to 20,000 users. And so our first pilot bank was about 750 users. And we saw low usage there. And we were very curious as to why. And one of the main things we ran into was illiteracy and a lack of understanding of how to use digitized products. And so what we had to do is we had to come up with an entire scenario in which way, products like that worked. And so one of the major things when we sat down and to really look at was we found that more people were using it in terms of digital services or looking to do digital services for institutions that had anywhere from larger sizes. And so the next pilot bank that we actually took on had about 20,000 users. And so that institution, hey, have a great one, man. I'll see you tomorrow. Sorry about that. Some of the team is here, man. They're heading back to the hotel. So
they're working. You see that, y'all?
Yeah, we're always working, man. We are always working. You can find us working 24/7, man, as evidenced by the Twitter Spaces and the Telegram channels and everything else. Caught red-handed, man. So so we noticed that there was a much greater need in terms of digital services for these institutions, and so we really focused and started building and developing the platform for these users that were anywhere from 8 to 20,000, right? And so we're actually looking to onboard about 2.8 million users. So this actual institution that we onboarded and did our pilot program out of is part of a union of institutions across India, from Rajasthan to Jaipur to Bangalore to Mumbai. There's a number of different institutions that operate in this network. And so they've actually committed to us as long as we can continue to do and as long as we can continue to provide these free services, they're actually committing to giving us their entire network, which is 2.2 to 2.8 million users. And so we're looking to have those users onboarded within the next 24 months. Once we onboard those users, we're going to continue our growth stage, which will be expanding into both Zimbabwe, Botswana, and Nigeria across Africa. And so that's really our main focus moving into. So one of the things we really focus on this platform is emerging markets. So investments coming into Africa are very vast, right? From China as well as South Asia, there's a lot of money coming into Africa in terms of development. And so the people there need the proper services to keep up. And that's really what we're trying to do and what we're trying to focus on.
That's interesting, man. You're right. Yeah, and I remember reading a lot about it. What you're mentioning on what brought it to my attention was when Akon started going in there and investing a ton of money over in Africa. But it looks like we did have another question by Chris He, as I expected, my boy.
Chris, man, I love these questions, man.
I have 120K blue chip Bitcoin. Can I collateralize my crypto in order to avoid taxes? How much can I borrow up to from the 120K collateral?
So we don't actually provide the loans to the users themselves, right? We work with the institutions. And so we're providing loans to the actual institutions. So in terms of like collateralizing in order to avoid taxes or how you would want to maybe borrow in terms from the institutions themselves, that's not really up to us. Now, Chris, if you can clarify this question for me, are you asking is, let's say I'm a bank and I have, 120K in Bitcoin and we want to use that to collateralize a loan from FBX as the institution? Is that, sorry, if you could just provide a little clarity in that question, Chris, but, would love to answer it, right? Like I'm always interested to answer as many questions as possible.
FICO and Equifax for DeFi.
Yeah, in a sense, right? Because,
yeah.
Well, think about this, right? In a lot of emerging markets and a lot of places that are sort of poor, you have a lot of people who don't get to necessarily have the services we do. So when people always ask me, they're like, explain what Finance Blocks is. One of the first things I always say is I'm always like, what bank do you use? And I'll always get an answer of Chase or Wells Fargo or JP Morgan or Chase or whatever it is. So, people will always be telling me about what banks they use. And so one of the things I always ask is, do you have the app on your phone where you could go on your phone, you could see your credit score, you could apply for loans, you could do all these things? And the answer I always get is, yeah, well, I could go on my phone and do that. For 40% of the world, they don't have anything like that. And so what we're trying to do is we're trying to bring the same services to them that we take for granted. And so it's actually shocking, right? 25% of the world's population doesn't even have access to basic financial services like a bank account.
I know. I highlighted that. One of the first things there.
And it's incredibly sad, right? Because
that is,
when we talk about banking, people consider it just numbers, but they don't really think about the real impact that it has on people. When you talk about things like generational debt, for instance, let's say you, Chris, your father was a farmer and your father took a loan for $10,000 at 30%. And by the end of the year, that loan has inflated to $37,000 from a $10,000 loan. And, now your farm does poorly and you don't have the money to pay it. And so what happens in a lot of these places, unfortunately, for instance, India, about 31% of the suicides that exist in India are due to financial stress. Damn, and so what these institutions are doing is they'll say, Chris, well, your father owed us $37,000. We are going to now continually charge you an interest rate until you pay that off to us. And so now Chris has to drop out of school and take care of his father's farm to pay back these loans, and can spend years and years and years of time never fully paying back the loan because of the interest on the loan. And then by the time that Chris now needs to actually, let's say, do a season when he had a poor harvest, well, Chris is still in debt from the generational debt, right? And so what we're trying to do has real social impact. We're trying to provide a case scenario where young girls and young men of these different places do not need to drop out of school and can focus on getting an education, because we're bringing better interest rates and we're bringing better loan structures and we're bringing regulatory frameworks that prevent this from happening, right? So one of the major things that when we onboard an institution and when we give them access to the loan and the platform is we have certain guidelines, such as you cannot perform generational debt, you cannot pass on these different things, right? And so that's what's really amazing about our platform is we're prioritizing people over profits. And we're really trying to create real social impact on the ground, not just in terms of what we're trying to do with the platform itself, but just trying to make people's lives better. So we're working with organizations like Charity Water. We're also working with local governments to try to do charitable causes as well, right? We want to bring people better access to water. We want to give people access to Wi-Fi. And so
and I really like that. I don't really hear any developers saying stuff like that. Prioritize people over profits.
I think it's something that's sorely lacked in the space, right? Like we talk about it all the time, Tony. This space needs to mature in a sense where developers need to focus on not only their platforms, but the people that support their platforms, right? So if people are supporting my platform in India and giving me the platform and the stage to speak and share my ideas and innovate, then I believe that we have, it's our goal. It should be our goal and it should be our mission to make these people's lives noticeably better. And that's what we're really trying to focus on.
We got a question here from Antonio. This is Tony, right? Tony Marquez.
This is the
Jacob he sleeps.
I do not, man. I will pull up the proof, as most of the people in Twitter space have seen. I sleep for roughly about 3 hours a night. I eat, sleep, and breathe FBX. I work Asian markets, India markets, American markets, African markets. You could find me up from UTC1 to no, Tony, you are correct. I do not sleep, man. That is a great question.
Have you ever heard of biphasic sleeping?
You know, man, I have not, but I feel like you're going to describe it to me, and it's going to be what I do.
No, it's pretty good. I forgot who coined it, or it was someone big back then. But it's pretty much where you sleep in 2-hour phases, and it's supposed to be equivalent to the 8-hour model, because it kind of like you're kind of like biohacking the REM sleep stages. But I'm not well versed in it. I've tried it before. It worked out, but yeah, look into it, bro. Especially if you're 3 hours is way too little.
I think every crypto person in this space doesn't sleep anymore, man. With the markets being 24/7 and just everything that's constantly happening, I don't think one person in this space sleeps, man. I don't know. I don't know if I'm special there. I don't know if I get to own any sort of special title there because of that. But sorry, I would love to get back to Chris's question. I didn't actually see where
I don't think he clarified that first part, but he did say this comment here. I don't know if you feel like
sounds
that's
interesting.
kind of hitting the nail on the head or not.
Project is catering to. You are trying to model the lending club system where credit is provided to farmers and businesses in third world. Essentially, yes, Chris. That is essentially exactly what we're trying to do. I don't know if I could say it's essentially a lending club because a lending club, to me, in my definition of a lending club, would be a group of people who kind of get together to issue out loans, and that's not specifically what we're doing. So the actual loans to the institutions can actually be viewed almost like a DeFi, right? So, you're actually able to provide these loans in sort of a DeFi structured way, which is really cool, right? Because we're bringing institutional investing to DeFi. And so, like, for instance, when you look at VCs and you look at like structured banks, right? Like they love these type of loans because they view that these loans are very secure because they're actually financial institutions themselves, right? And so one of the things we thought of and one of the things when we sat down to do this project was we wanted to give people the same ability to invest just like Wall Street, right? Like why does Wall Street get to have the ability to make millions of dollars every year from kind of taking advantage of people, and we can give people better loans and have our community be issuing out these loans and making money as well. And so that was something that was really important to us was we wanted to sort of bridge that gap between even retail investors. Like imagine if you had $100 of FBX and you wanted to put that loan with somebody else's loan, you can do so. Yeah. And it's just sort of limitless in the possibilities of what we can offer, right? And I think that's the amazing thing about this space is we're constantly innovating and we're constantly developing. So, the platform might look different in 6 months from now, right? Like we could find something along the way where we speak to institutions and say, hey, look, there's a major need for them to have auditing services, right? Where we help auditors in these places audit the books of these institutions to make sure they're not acting in poor favor. And so, we might look to within 6 months add an auditing aspect to our platform, and we might bring in a DeFi aspect to that, right? Like we might work with like Lossless, or we might work with one of the companies that can sort of work and help build an auditing software or an auditing, plug-in to our platform. And so, I don't ever like to say like, this is exactly who we are. This is exactly what we do, because I think so much in this space is about innovation and constantly keeping up with the times and making sure your community is happy, right? Like no project in this space will ever succeed without a good community. And so we want to be able to give the community everything they need to succeed and also every tool they can to make money, right? Like we can all say we're here for the passion of Web3 and blockchain and crypto, but like at the end of the day, everybody cares the number in their wallet, right? And so
exactly, everyone's here to make money,
right? Everyone's here to make money. And so like, we don't want people to put their $1,000 of hard-earned money in and make back $200 6 months later, right? Or look at their wallet and a Terra Luna situation breaks out, right?
So too soon, bro.
Too soon, brother.
I was a top 10 holder, bro. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Oh God, I was about to say, my man Tony is about to become a mad alien, bro.
Yo, that's funny, dude. So, we did have a couple more questions here. I did want to highlight there that kind of to the point you were making there earlier. But just here real quick, Chris says, how do you plan to deal with non-performing loans if creditors can't pay monthly payments due to difficulty?
Yeah. So this is a constant problem, right? Like this is one of the problems that we often face. And like, that's one of the issues, right? Like that's why we give you the actual information and the analytics to make informed decisions, right? Because we can say, hey, look, these institutions have a 95% payback rate. And, you might be part of the 5% that doesn't necessarily get paid back. So we're figuring out how to actually stake tokens in our ecosystem that can provide like back end loan support from us, like almost like us being like FDIC insuring it in sense. But the actual like brokering of loans, I mean, that's never like a fully secured thing, whether you're Wall Street or whether you're an institutional investor. So that kind of goes into like a DYOR, right? Like do your own research and make sure that the actual institutions that you're giving money to, you feel have the ability to pay you back. And so that kind of goes into the smart credit scores, and that goes into the actual analytics that we provide you. But, you know, when, for instance, let's say, you know, so we've spoken to HSBC, and so I'll use them as the example. So let's say HSBC comes in and they want to basically broker or offer the loan to the rural financial institutions. They know that when we broker those loans, that there's a sort of risk in a sense to them not paying back. But it's kind of on the onus is kind of on us to provide the information for good institutions, right? So, you know, that doesn't mean every institution will be good. So we might have institutions in our platform that say, hey, look, this bank only experiences 70% payback, right? Like they issue out loans at 30 to 40%, and they're issuing them out because they're high risk loans. And so the actual institution might say, hey, we only have a 70% credit score. So, you know, you might want to say, hey, look, I'm a holder of Finance Blocks tokens. I believe that, you know, this institution is a higher risk. So I'll offer them the loan, but I'm going to offer the institution a loan at 12%. And that institution has the ability to either accept that or has the ability to say, you know what, we don't need the loan that bad, and we're going to go ahead and turn that down. And so you kind of have the ability to kind of make an offer, right? Like if you say, hey, look, I want to give this institution a loan of $1 million because they have 500,000 in their order books, and you know, they have all of it loaned out, but they have the ability where if they had another $1 million, they could give out those loans. And so one of the amazing things that we're doing kind of leading into that, and it's a great question, Chris, and I really appreciate your questions, Chris. You're asking some amazing questions. So, you know, thank you for that. But, you know, sort of with that kind of going in is one of the problems in these rural financial institutions is people need loans. And these small institutions do not have the ability to provide all of the loans that they want to give. And so one of the things that we found and focused on was providing loans to the institutions so that they can actually give out the proper loans that are sort of needed in these places, right? So it is a great question in terms of like if someone doesn't pay or if there's difficulty paying. We're sort of Finance Blocks is trying to work to potentially be like the FDIC that ensures your actual information, especially if they have like a certain score, like if they have a 95 score and we give out the analytics to sort of support that institution and then the institution doesn't pay back, you know, we'll obviously eat some of that. But, you know, if you choose to make a loan to a, you know, 70%, you know, smart credit score and everything, institution of payback of the loans, and you choose to take that risk, there might be some sort of like risk factor there. So this is a work in progress, right? Like we do only have 2 financial institutions in our platform right now. So you actually right now can't give loans to the institution. So it is something that we're figuring out, but that is a major aspect. And if you read our white paper, it goes into sort of how we plan on actually instituting this. And once we hit a certain amount of institutions, we're going to introduce this DeFi option.
And I was really hoping you'd say like, hey, we're going to start some kind of like repo show, like South Beach Tow-In for ledgers or something. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, we're gonna go in and take over the banks, like the ultimate bad guys. Like, no.
We're gonna have a ring of loan sharks. No, I'm kidding.
One thing that's incredibly interesting, though, that we found like exploring different ecosystems is we'll play different roles in different ecosystems. So, for instance, in Mexico, it's actually not very difficult to obtain a banking license or work with a current financial institution to become, in a sense, like a neobank. And so like what our platform might look like in India for like a core banking solution that strengthens and digitizes existing rural financial institutions, we might actually play in a completely different role in terms of like what we're doing in Mexico, right? So like we've already started looking and exploring the Mexican market to actually potentially become the neobank. And so, like, oh man, I got to bring Tony up here. Don't test my Spanish, man.
Oh, it just means yes, we can, and it's just what Mexicans say.
So yeah, I mean, it's pretty amazing, right? Like having that flexibility to sort of be able to sort of work what we want to do in different geographical areas, and you know, shout out to our business development team, Brendan and myself and a few other guys who, you know, put in the hours and spend so much time exploring different geographical ecosystems and learning different ecosystems. So it's very intensive, right? Trying to understand, you know, Nigeria, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Mexico, India, all the same time, right?
Yeah.
one of the major things we wanted to focus on, and unfortunately because of current situations, was we actually had a major focus on Eastern Europe, specifically Ukraine.
Right. Okay.
So because of current world circumstances and because of the situation that's sort of transpiring there right now, which is quite unfortunate, right? A lot of innocent people are sort of suffering. We've really had to put that on hold. And so, our main focus was both Ukraine and India. And so right now we've really shifted all of our focus to India and now sort of moving into Nigeria as well. One thing we didn't want to do was we didn't want to spread ourselves too thin, right? Being a small dev team and being a small business development team, you don't want to try to explore too many markets too fast, because if you're trying to create too many different things, you'll never succeed at one of them. And so, our business development team is working to sort of put the next markers in place. But right now, our main focus is India and bringing at least 2 to 3 million users into our ecosystem from India, from Madhya Pradesh to Jaipur to Bangalore to Mumbai.
I feel like that's a good number considering, as you have written there, 190 million unbanked adults. I mean, you're talking about less than or about 1%. That's I think that's definitely doable.
And what's even more interesting is that's 190 million adults who don't have bank accounts.
That's insane.
Like that is 190 million adults who completely remain unbanked across India. I believe India has, don't quote me on their exact population, but I think they're about 1 billion people. But, India has about 190 million unbanked. And now when you talk about the rural financial market, that makes up about another 20%. So you have another 200 plus million people that are in that ecosystem. So you potentially have almost 500 million adults who have a lack of basic banking services in just one country. So when you talk about market acquisition, we're trying to target less than 2% of the total market. And so it's pretty incredible how much is there for the taking. And there's just such a lack of focus for these users and bringing them the services that they need.
I also like that you address the fact of not spreading yourself too thin. You definitely don't want to be a master of all trades. I mean, a jack of all trades and a master of none. But Chaka did have another good question here. Jake, does FBX have a headquarters or any plans for one? I only ask because it sounds like FBX is going to need or maybe already have a lot of employees.
Awesome question. So our headquarters right now are based in Los Angeles. I am based in Los Angeles as well. We are currently the 26th floor of US Bank Tower in downtown Los Angeles. It is the largest financial building in the Western Hemisphere, or I believe in west of the Mississippi. So we have the 26th floor of the US Bank Tower. That is our headquarters. We also have teams spread out throughout the world, right? So we have about 4 team members here in Florida. We have 1 team member who's in New York. We have 1 team member who's out of Georgia. We have 1 team member who has about 5 people working under him in Brazil. And then we have about 7 devs that are currently out of India. So we have a pretty expansive team. And in October, I'll actually be moving to India myself. Setting up. I will be setting up.
Beautiful. I was going to go a couple years ago because one of my old managers is Indian. And I love Indian. I love Indian food, bro. It's so good.
Love Indian food. Love Indian culture. Love the people of India. India is just like a special place to me, just because it's given me the ability to innovate and create something amazing that helps people. But we're also going to be setting up a headquarters, probably in either Bangalore or Mumbai as well. So we'll have probably 2 offices, one here in Los Angeles and one in India as well.
Yo, that's insane. Yo, keep in mind it's 3.9 cents right now. 25x at $1. Just saying.
Definitely peep the bar below. This is definitely not financial advice, but he is just saying.
He knows what he's doing, but I don't. You see, I'm that guy, man. I look at price, I look at market cap. I'm like, okay, how many X's is possible here? Like, I think about it in a volume standpoint. I'm like, okay, how much can I make here? I'm the complete degenerate, dude.
One really amazing thing right now that I always love to mention is we have a supply of 1 billion tokens, and you can pull up our tokenomics. We're fully transparent. We have locked wallets. You can actually go ahead and see everything on our Ether scan as well, right? So that's really great.
That's the question I had personally. Yeah. Why aren't you guys on Uniswap or anything like that?
We don't believe in decentralized exchanges.
Okay.
You know what? Let's talk about it, right?
Yeah, for sure. No, I'd love to. It's just I was looking for it on Dex Tools. I was like, wait a minute, this is on the Ethereum network and it's not here. Huh?
Yeah. So we
tokenomics.
Oh, there's actually a whole slide just specifically for tokenomics. If you actually scroll to the top, we've actually made it its own page.
I'm zoomed in 250%. Hold on, let me just go.
Oh yeah, no worries, man.
Its own page.
It is. It's actually if
Oh,
you just
yeah, you're right.
Yeah. We take it very, very seriously. We want it to be open and transparent information, and we believe that everybody should have access to it.
Look at that. Yeah. Oh, here, I probably need to zoom out, huh? Actually, no, that wasn't bad. Is there more information that's cutting out? Yeah, it is.
So right now in our actual ecosystem, we've only actually given out about 3 million of 1 billion tokens. So the circulating supply is incredibly low right now. Everything is on sort of a 24-month vest schedule, and there's cliff periods with IEOs where we actually locked institutional investors for roughly 24 months. And so you actually won't see much outside interference for the first 2 years of this project. So everybody who's part of this project, from the institutional investors to the team, is here for the long haul. This is a project that's built and designed for a 5-year plan, and that's something that we take really serious and something that we're really proud of. And so you can actually find everything here about our tokenomics. You could check it out.
I'm so used to bad white papers. This is insane.
Yeah, I actually sat down to write the white paper, and I actually put it together originally, and it was 57 pages, and everybody got mad at me, so I brought it down to 33, but I wasn't cutting it anymore after 33. I was like, man, you guys can read the 33 pages and like it. So our white paper is 33 pages. It's fully translatable into 12 plus languages right now, from anything from Chinese to English to Italian to Spanish. We have it all. So
I checked the Spanish. It's actually good Spanish. It's not that translator Spanish. It's no bueno.
Shout out to my man Tony, man. Shout out to the man Tony Marquez, the main man. Shout out to my man Tony, man. He's getting so much love here, man. He's gonna kill me later. He's gonna be like, man, if you mention my name one more time.
So I got a super serious question here for Shaman.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, I absolutely agree. They are beef sandwiches.
We had another one from Chris.
Yeah. No. So the way that these auditors work is the auditors actually are basic auditors, right? Like people who audit and go to these banks. So they actually have to provide institutional back-end support that they report to the government. Right. And so we're working with on-the-ground auditors that already exist in this ecosystem who don't have the tools necessary to sort of find fraud or corruption or anything like that. So by putting it on the blockchain and giving them the actual digital tools the auditors need to actually perform their jobs better. And so that's one of the things that we're doing. So like one of the major roles, like that, the Rural Finance Ministry of India. So within the last 4 weeks, the actual agricultural ministry split into two different factions of the agricultural minister and the rural finance ministry. So we had been working with the Indian government for a matter of about 12 months and just sort of highlighting these issues. And we were like, hey, look, even if you guys don't deal with us directly, you have a major problem here. And so it's really nice that they heard us, right? Like they heard and they saw all of our on the ground work. We did 12 months of analytical research on all of these different financial institutions. We had about a group of 7 guys who would go pull books from all of these different institutions, measure the data, look at what the auditors put together. And so we had so much analytical research that was done on the ground. And so we felt that instead of actually putting our own auditors, and what's amazing about our system is the system actually has like a back auditor that we can actually look. So when anybody like a bank or a user agrees to use our platform, they're giving us permission to look at all of their data and everything like that, right? Like a basic privacy in terms of policy. And so we actually have the ability to audit ourselves, but we also have the ability to work with local auditors. And that was the best way to go about that. But shout out to Chris, man. These are some amazing questions. I've actually not really had some of these questions before. It's actually pretty awesome. So shout out to you, Chris, for some amazing questions. I really appreciate it.
Chris, if you got them. What up, Cuff? We got Cuff and the Dip in the building.
Oh, man. But yes, Shaman, you are correct. A burger is definitely just a shitty beef sandwich.
Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. So pizzas or burgers, bro? That's an important question.
Pizzas, burgers. How do you figure that one? That's a riddle, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. For me, the answer is easy. I don't know about you, but for me, it's easy.
I don't know about that one, man. I'm a pizza guy. I'm a pizza guy, man. I don't know. I don't know if I could classify that as a burger. See, Shaman's bringing the real questions.
Yeah, right. Thank you for the comedic relief, Shaman. Tony in the house. Let's go. All right. Chaka got a serious question here. So is FBX an LLC? If so, what plans to go to India? Is there an approval process that needs to be completed in order to have an LLC in India?
So we actually have 3 different entities. We have Finance Blocks Inc., which is an American company. It's a Delaware-based corporation. That corporation has all of our platform, our IP, as well as our intellectual property and data. Everything that we've built is actually protected under an American LLC. And we actually have a Singapore entity. The Singapore entity is where our tokens are issued out of. It is FBX Technology. FBX Technology is also going to go public. So Singapore is the only environment in the world where you can actually launch crypto and also go public at the same time. What? So that's why we actually chose to go with the Singapore approval process. And we are working directly with the Singapore Finance Ministry to sort of work how that regulation might look. We've also been in discussions with Thailand's government and Thailand's finance ministry about how we could potentially use our Singapore entity to sort of relocate within Thailand's ecosystem and kind of take advantage of what they might come out with regulatory frameworks. So what's incredibly interesting about this space is the regulatory frameworks around the world are constantly moving. So it's a constant shift between our legal and our business development team to find the best place to operate. And then we actually have a subsidiary out of India. So in order to actually be in India, you actually have to have a registered Indian LLC. Right. I don't actually believe it's called an LLC. I think it's called a PTE Ltd, which is a private limited company. So we actually have 3 different entities, one here in the US, one in Singapore, and one in India. The Indian entity is a subsidiary of the American entity, and the Singapore is a standalone entity.
Oh, dude. Yeah, like I'm so taken aback, dude. I guess I'm so used to the DeFi space, like having a legitimate like project where that they did their research, they've been working on it for over a year. It's like breathtaking, and I'm like instantly like, yo, bro, okay, I'm on the game. I don't have enough tokens.
We didn't want to be just another project on the block, and like I've been in this space for so many years that I've seen what does well and what doesn't do well, and I really wanted to focus on what this space does well. And one of the things like I've found, especially being in the space for so long, is that people don't quite understand it. Like I even still, I'll go out to events or I'll go out to different things and people will be like, I do a lot of charity and philanthropy. So like, that's really important to me. So, for instance, last week I was at a fundraiser for the Boys and Girls Club. We were raising money to actually build a new center for the Boys and Girls Club here in Florida. And I do a lot of charitable contributions. Charity is very important to me. I really believe in giving back, right? We're all really blessed to have everything that we have, and there's a lot of people who aren't really blessed in our situation. So I really try to give back as much as possible. But I get asked the question a lot, like, what is blockchain? And, people who don't understand are kind of intimidated by this space. And so one thing I really wanted to focus on was, let's find a way to attract institutional people and people who are very knowledgeable about banking and finance and bring them into the world of DeFi in a way that's stomachable for them, right? So like when I talk about blockchain, people instantly are like, oh, I don't get it and this and that. And then when you kind of explained it, I was like, it's an incorruptible ledger, and you just kind of make it easily understandable for them. It's kind of like, oh, wow, like this light kind of goes off in their head. And so like what we really wanted to focus on and really wanted to do was like put the emphasis on bringing the amazing aspects of DeFi, because let's be honest, DeFi is not perfect, right? Like we've seen a lot of projects we've seen a lot of projects perform poorly in the space and they kind of toed out all these DeFi things. So we wanted to take the amazing part of DeFi, which is like staking and decentralized loans and all of these different things and kind of put them in a system that's a little bit more institutional, right?
Heck yeah. So dude, I'm all for it, dude. But it looks like you did offend my boy Steve here. I know my boy Steve does ASMR eating on his YouTube channel for sandwiches, and he's offended. He didn't mean it, Steve. I promise. Killa Zero with another important question here: pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
That's gonna be a yes for me, man. I'm a Hawaiian pizza guy, man. Throw some ham and pineapple on my slice, man. I'm all for it, man. Power to the people. I'm a pine. Oh man, I you know what? I think we actually just saw a sell-off of our coin. I don't know. I think I might have to take that.
That was me, dude.
No, I'm a pineapple on pizza guy, man. I'm sorry. You guys could kill me for it later.
I used to be on that camp, bro. I used to be on the, oh no, pineapple never goes on pizza, this, that, and the third. Then I had it one day when I was super drunk. And I was like, yo, this shit actually slaps.
Man, I think I could have probably put anything on that pizza like a burger, and you probably would have liked it if you were drunk.
At that point, yeah, no, yeah. But no, the thing is, after that, I would be okay with having it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of
He
course.
saved himself with the pineapple answer. We're good.
Shout out to my man Steve the Canadian, man. Go watch my man eat some beefy sandwiches.
Dude, my dude Steve, man. He's a good supporter, man. He's always here. He's always showing love in the community. Chrissy says tokenomics look good. Team with advisor only have 14%. Do you have any revenue now, and do you have future projected revenues? Would you reward investors by buying back and burning tokens?
Yeah, it's a great question. So thank you so much for obviously taking a look through our tokenomics and spending some time to look through that. Really appreciate that. So yes, the team and the advisors only make up about 14% of the project. And so we felt that we would hit a certain value, and that was really all we needed, right, for the team. So we did a pre-seed round where we really focused more on actually giving salaries than giving out tokens to the team, as opposed to, really kind of one of the major problems when I look at projects is when I see a team has 40% of the token supply, or I see that, institutional investors and advisors hold 60% of the project. I never invest, right? Like, I think we could all agree that that's a huge thing. And so we wanted to kind of find a number in that really worked for all of it. So, the founders themselves, me and my co-founder, each have about 20 to 25 million tokens. You could find all of this information here on our tokenomics, as well as our Telegram. We constantly talk about it and go over everything. But yes, we are only actually at about 14%. Do we have any revenue now? No, we do not have any revenue now, as we are still moving through our pilot project. We actually finished our pilot project like a week ago. I'll be actually going to India here within about a month or two. Nice. To actually go and potentially onboard more and meet with some representatives from the Indian government. Do we have any future projected revenues? Yes. Our first year projected revenue is 1.2 million. Our second year projected revenue is 5.3 million. And our third year projected revenue is 14.8 million. And that is all actually based off projections of just India itself. When we actually sat down, because it would be unfair to say, oh, well, our projected revenue is $100 million in 2 years because we're going to go for Zimbabwe and Botswana and all these places. So we wanted to be really realistic in terms of what we would be doing for revenue. Right. There was one more part to that question, I believe, if you don't mind just bringing it back up for me. Would you reward investors by buying back and burning tokens? Absolutely, yes. That is one of the first things that we plan on doing with this revenue that we sort of bring in, is actually buying back some of the community, right? And restoring our pricing levels to an equilibrium that's favorable for new investors as well as old investors. And so that's a major part of the strategy, right? Like as in any project, right? No project will succeed without putting an equal amount of capital into their ecosystem that will provide them to do that. In terms of burning tokens, it's something that we've discussed, especially we've only issued out X number of tokens. I think we've actually, in terms of commitment of tokens, we've only actually issued about 30% of the actual supply. And so, we hold an additional 70%. We feel that it would be detrimental to our project to actually release the full billion tokens. So we'll probably look to burn roughly about 10 to 40% of our total supply. And we look to do that when we actually get a major listing. So when we move on to a crypto.com or a Coinbase or a Binance, we really want to reward our holders, in terms of more than just an exchange, but we want to have a significant drive once we hit those exchanges, right? So we believe that by burning 10 to 40% of our supply and also listing on a major exchange, we'll be able to achieve the volumes that we want to achieve, right? And so we talk about market cap and we talk about different things where, if we're talking about $1 token at a billion supply, why can't we be talking about a $2 or $3 token at a 600 million supply? And so, yes, we really want to reward our holders, right? Like everybody who supports us, everybody who buys our token, you guys are the most important people to us, right? You guys are what keeps our lights on. You guys are what keeps our community going. We can't continue to build and innovate without you guys. And so, yes, we absolutely believe that the holders should be rewarded for this.
Let's go. So we had a couple comments here. Just going to click on them. I see them, you guys. I do want to keep it on schedule here. with the questions. Chaka. So when does the FPX game drop? When NFTs? When metaverse?
It's so funny, man. We get this question all the time. Like, are you guys going to be doing NFTs? Like, are you doing like a play to earn metaverse game? No, we are not making a play to earn metaverse game off of rural financial institutions. We're not dropping any NFTs. You know, not ruling it out. Maybe in the future we'll drop an NFT to support charity or something. But no, we are not an NFT project. We are not anything. But if you guys are looking for a cool NFT project, I will do a quick show here. Go check out the Punks project. It's really cool. They're building parks for kids. They're spreading education across the world, and they're just doing some amazing things. So if you guys are looking for a really cool Solana project, definitely check out the Punks project because they're doing some awesome stuff. But oh man, every time you put pineapple on pizza, an angel loses its wings.
It will be no angels.
Man, I'm hungry, man. Someone said wings, and now I'm feeling wings, man.
Dude, wings sound good.
all this food talk got me feeling some type of way, man.
Hey Alexa, how's it going? Oh, we got a question here from Mr. Anthony Cardenas, another YouTube friend of mine. Here, he just started his channel. Go check him out. I might have answered this question. What makes you guys resistant for token availability on decentralized exchanges?
Yeah, let's get into it, right? We never actually got
No, we didn't. I was going to actually touch back on that. So thank you, Anthony, for touching back on that, bro.
All right. So I have a few qualms about decentralized exchanges. And so I felt a couple of different ways. And I'm expecting a sort of battle here about this. But I've seen so many projects that are amazing go on decentralized exchanges and just bleed liquidity. And before they even get started, they're done because liquidity snipers and you know, these exchanges pretend like they're decentralized. Let's talk about SushiSwap, for instance, or Uniswap. Yeah. They're just as centralized as an MEXC, right? Like they pretend like they're this decentralized platform, but they see your liquidity, so their bots are trading against you. They're taking institutional funding at higher rates than the centralized exchanges. So Uniswap just went through, I think, like $128 million fundraiser from Sequoia, SoftBank, Royal Bank. Like these companies are coming out and posing as like these decentralized, amazing exchanges. And really they're just acting in more poor favor than the centralized exchanges. The one thing I will say as a trader, I do see some of the benefits of a decentralized exchange and the fact of like, well, the centralized exchange can't tell me what to do with my tokens and can't tell me like how to control my wallet. But I've just seen so many issues with decentralized exchanges where like, even like, for instance, a decentralized exchange will like take your tokens, move them to a centralized exchange, sell them against you, buy back the tokens at a much lower price and move them back to the decentralized exchanges. I've actually seen them do that with 2 different projects. And so when we sat down, we really wanted to focus. And we also just felt like, you know, everybody can list on a decentralized exchange, right? Like there's nothing special about a decentralized exchange. And so we felt that in terms of like legitimacy and actually like bringing ourselves to the forefront of the markets, we felt that centralized exchanges were the better route. So we did our IEO and we did our initial launch off Probit Global. And then we actually, within our first 2 weeks of being listed, we moved to MEXC. So one really interesting thing is our token has actually only been live for trading since March 15th. So we're actually somewhat relatively of like a new project on the block. But, you know, we just like 2 months. So we just felt the advantage was there more with the centralized exchanges in terms of what they brought us for legitimacy and in terms of, you know, the actual traders themselves. Now, we have seen a lot of people kind of be like, I only trade on decentralized exchanges and all these different things, but we just don't feel that it's better to, you know, we feel these centralized exchanges provide us much more security, and we just felt that they provide us a lot more legitimacy because we didn't want to be another, you know, pump and dump style viewed project, right? We really wanted to separate ourselves from the market. So, you know, we really focused on that, and I hope that answer solves some of the problems. But I'm just honestly, man, I'm a decentralized exchange hater. I'm a decentralized.
Oh no! Don't say that, bro. No, I'm kidding. It's all good. I completely no. Yeah, I was saying that actually in a video. I did touch on it a little bit. I think on my live too. I put out a lot, so I understand.
Yeah, no. It's awesome, man.
Everyone here hasn't seen it,
space, right? This is so needed in the space. So sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Like, please continue.
No, you're good. You're good. No, it's like something where like I like know it to be true, but I like I turn a blind eye, hoping that in my head this is true decentralization. You know what I mean? So like putting that bug in my head again and looking into it, and even just what you provided now, it's like I knew that already, but like it's like I didn't want to believe it to be true. You know what I mean? It's like I want to live in this blissful ignorance of this is DeFi. We've made it, type
I
thing.
know, right? Like, because in theory, decentralization is such an amazing idea. Like, it's why we're all here, right? Like, power to the people. But then you see things like Uniswap or SushiSwap being like, power to the people. Oh, by the way, we just took $200 million from VCs. Thanks. So you're like, wait, are you truly for decentralization, or are you acting in poor faith and just posing as decentralized, but really you're making more money than
the VCs, they're DeFi. They want DeFi.
Yeah. VCs are DeFi. That's a new one, man. That's a new one.
Dude, this is a burning question in the community. I hope you have the right answer.
I'm a blue cheese guy, man. I am absolutely.
No.
I'm not a ranch hater though. I will put ranch on my
Okay.
pizza. I will put ranch on my pizza. If it comes to pizza, I'm a ranch on my pizza guy. But no, man, for the wings, I like a little bit of exotic flavor, man. Put a little blue cheese on my hot wings.
I can't hate that. Chris says, "Wow, 40% burn. I'll need to buy now while it's still cheap." Hey, man, that's what I'm saying. I don't have a big enough bag. Not financial advice. I don't know what I'm doing. This guy does, but not me. I like that you have a real utility that solves world problems that I haven't seen in crypto space yet. And dude, that's pretty awesome too. Because Chris E, dude, he grills these tokens, dude, and he grills them. He hates a lot of them. So this is good, dude.
Chris, thanks so much, man, for your support. And honestly, guys like Chris are my favorite, man, because when you convince the hard guys, that tells me that we're doing something right. Like I get up every morning, I work 20 to 21 hours every single day on finance blocks. And sometimes it's very unrewarding, right? Like our markets will take a suffer because we didn't go on a Twitter space that day, or like, just something. And so like, it is really rewarding when I see guys like Chris, who I know are like tough. And I can tell by Chris's questions that I'm sure he comes in and grills people, which is much needed in this space, right? Like I say it all the time. We need to hold devs and we need to hold founding teams much more accountable, and we need to have them care more about their project than the money, right? Like so many people are just so enticed by the money that they're not really looking to build or innovate. So, shout out to Chris E, man. That was an awesome comment. And, I really appreciate the approval there because, we're really trying.
Andrew, yeah, dude, right? Don't kick yourself when it's $1 by the end of the year. I mean that too, dude. I know, right? The mods. Santa says like button after every smash. So you want to go? Oh my god! Thank you for the answer, Jake.
Yeah, absolutely.
Real company with real utility. Ranch Warriors, let's go.
You can actually find our actual company address, and we actually have a company number. You could call our office. Either probably.
Oh, I did see that on the website actually.
Yeah. You can actually, if you go down to the bottom of our website on the homepage, there's our address. There's our company phone number. We also have an info. We have a link tree that you can view all of our actual links at in terms of everything we have going on. From all of our different, from TikTok to Instagram to Twitter.
TikTok, dude, dang.
Yeah, no, we're fully up, man. We're cool, man. We're hit. Banking nerds who viral TikToks out there? Dance, bro. Banking nerds who love to dance. No. We have a couple of different people on our team who are just Jake, you no, don't worry. I don't dance on TikTok, man. I leave that to the interns. No, he's
they're talking about the blue cheese.
I was about to oh man, you know what? I changed my answer, man. I'm a ranch guy. Don't hold me liable.
I'm a ranch guy.
I'm a ranch guy.
Chrissy's a legend. I low-key think that he's somehow. Oh, dude. Oh yeah, I'm sad Miss NFT Queen wasn't here, man. She always asks really, really good questions.
That's awesome. Thank you guys all. Just want to give a shout out to all the FBX community. Shout out to all the FBX community who took time. I know a lot of you guys are in India, Brazil, Africa, here in the United States. I know we're kind of getting into like 10 o'clock here on the East Coast time. So just shout out to all of you guys. Thank you guys so much for your constant support and for being here and, giving me the platform to speak and speak to you guys. It's to me, it's so important to be able to come into these communities and educate, whether it's about FBX or DeFi or Web3 in general. Like this space is my passion. And if there was no money in this space, I would still be here tomorrow. So, I really love this space. I love educating people. So shout out to all you guys for giving me the platform to speak and giving me.
That's right. I didn't put it in the description, and I will. I'm going to put it in the comment section right now for you guys. Follow him on Twitter, man, because whenever he's in a space too, I mean, especially if you're in the late night DGen spaces, he kicks back, bro. He has a good time. He like even now. I mean, obviously you saw glimpses of it, but obviously he's gonna talk about his project. He's gonna keep it professional and talk about that. But dude, yeah, dude, it's a good time, man. Follow him on Twitter.
I like to, I definitely, especially like when I go in rooms of like 300 people or 400 people and they're talking about like DeFi and they're like huge conversations about Terra Luna and people really want to know like the technical analysis or burns or, they really want to know the detailed stuff, right? Like they really want to know a lot of the major things. Oh, Miss NFT Queen is here. I should be shaking now.
Dang, no question, Queen?
But I also do really like to have a good time, right? Like this space is so fun and there's so many awesome people. And like, that's how me and Tony connected, man. We were in a space at 4 a.m. and we were kicking it, man. And he kind of had a chance to like take a look at my Twitter and was like, holy shit, like, who are you, dude? And so, it's awesome, man. I really enjoy whether it's like a fun personal thing or just like, talking DeFi. Like I love this space. I love everybody in the space. I think people are awesome. And I think we're all here for the same thing, right? Like make money, have a good time, meet some cool people and build some cool shit along the way. Right. So
yeah, dude.
It's, definitely give me a follow. I try to follow back as many as possible. Sometimes I get like 50 follows in a day and I'm like, oh God, I can't keep up, but I definitely try to get to as many of you guys as possible. But, so shout out to all you guys for this amazing AMA. Thank you guys so much.
Bro, heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah, dude. And the fact that Miss NFT Queen, I mean, I know she says she's letting him have the floor, but I'm really surprised. She does have one question. Okay, hold on. There we go. Shit, like, so when you transfer the blockchain to the fifth element of the second degree, how many tokens will you sacrifice for global warming in 2025 and third quarter volume?
Oh man, that's a great question, right? We want to be carbon neutral.
Yes. Look at that. He destroyed that one, y'all.
Yeah. Save the environment, baby. Let's go. Let's get an LFG going.
Man. What's up, Queen? Drop it. We're ready. Well, Jake's ready. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm here. Nah.
One of them. This is not financial advice. Apparently, this guy knows.
No. Is she gonna kill me now? Rose, there a project out there that could stand up to Chrissy and Miss? Dude, he's doing it right now. What do you mean, Lazy Jedi? He's doing it right now in the flesh, bro.
That's why I'm here, man. Tony was like, "Hey, we got some critical people." I was like, "Let's go, man. Let's get it going, man."
Y'all making me look bad, y'all.
I'm excited.
No.
I'm excited. I'm excited for this question, man. You guys are building up a lot of hype around this Miss NFT Queen, man. I'm gonna have to. All right. She has one question. She's taking time to type it out, man. I think she's coming up with something good, man. She's gonna hit me with something harsh. I'm just waiting for it, man. By the way, if I'm not sure if anybody on the space is going, but if any of you guys will be at Permissionless tomorrow and you see me, say what's up, talk to me.
Where's that at?
That is actually here in Palm Beach, Florida. It is. If you want to actually bring it up, man, there's some amazing speakers going. One of the amazing things is Do Kwon is Permissionless, PER. It's right there on the top. It is the event by Blockworks, and so it's pretty. It's pretty incredible, right? Like what they have sort of going on. I guess, since you're here on my bio, I might as well talk about it, right? So
I don't see it here. Hold on, where?
No, it's permissionless. If you look at like my name going to permissionless, it's the permissionless event. It's a Blockworks event.
Oh, dude, I'm over here looking for a link, bro. I don't see it, bro. What are you talking about?
No, it's if you type in permissionless on Twitter, like literally permissionless, it'll come up. But if you also go to the if you just go to a tab and type it in too, you'll.
Oh, Mr. Suits going? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm actually seeing Mr. Suits, man. Me and Mr. Suits are finally meeting up in real life, man. I am so pumped. I'm so pumped to be meeting him. Yeah, that's it right there.
Dude, so, how much are the tickets, bro? That would be. I've never been to Florida. That'd be dope.
So tickets for this event were $1,500 a ticket.
Okay.
But yeah, it was pretty expensive. But I've seen some people on their Discord who aren't able to make it, like they got COVID or just weren't able to fly in, and they're like $300 a ticket now. So if anybody needs an extra ticket. Okay, you know what, Shaman? I'm both guy, okay? I don't just love blue cheese, man.
You said extra ticket? What? Hold on, what?
There's extra tickets on there for like a couple $100, but yeah, man, they have some really amazing speakers. Like Ismail Zaidi is going. Nick Carter is going. I was really anticipating the battle between Nick Carter and Duquan, because Duquan was actually Duquan was the masterclass teacher on stablecoins. Like, he has a talk tomorrow from 12 to 12:30 on masterclass of stablecoins, and no one knows if he's even going to show up.
Like, dude, he better not, because he's definitely not a master. Right? His ass better not be there. Someone's looking for him.
Right. Especially like $1,500 a ticket. Like, you better not be there, man.
Dude, are you kidding me, dude? I know if I was him, I wouldn't be there. Oh, so you're pretty much asking if he has a multi-sig.
So you said that you are withholding 70% of the tokens. How are the tokens being safeguarded? Is there more than one person that has access to the keys? Is there an authentication process? We are storing these on a cold storage. Multiple people have access. It actually sits in our temporary Mumbai office. No one has access to that office. It's actually in a private location, and 7 people have access to that wallet. However, again, it's like sort of in a coded area where you kind of have to have the code in order to get into where the wallet is being stored. But that's really as much information I was like to give about that, just because it's kind of security issues. But yes, the tokens are being incredibly safeguarded. And it's actually not 70% of the tokens. It's actually at this point about 99% of the tokens, because there's only about 3 million tokens that have actually been actually put into circulating supply. So we've actually not issued out any single tokens to any of the investors. So the way it works is we've actually created our own wallet system on FBX, where it displays to the investors how many tokens they have and when they could sort of pull them out, because a lot of them are on a 24-month vet schedule, so they can't even touch it till about 2024, which is awesome.
Nice.
So we actually didn't feel that we had to sort of issue them out the tokens. So we're actually storing them ourselves in the cold storage. So we're actually holding about 99% on the cold storage. So I hope that answers your question.
I think, yeah, I don't know if she missed that part, but yeah, the vesting periods and the token release schedule was here on the website as well for under the tokenomics, this NFT queen. Last part there, is there an authentication process?
Is there an authentication process? Yes, there is. I would prefer to have one of the tech team speak a little bit more on that.
Okay, no problem. Yeah. Still pick blue cheese though. Just say it. Good question, Keith.
Man, he also likes ranch. Honestly, man, I'm about to pull out a bottle of ranch and just drink it on this right now, dude.
Right? How much y'all throw in if he drinks a bottle of ranch right now?
Honestly, man, I'll drink ranch if the funds go to charity, man. That's the only way I'll do it.
Oh yeah.
Ticket giveaway on the stream. I love you guys, but not that much.
Not that much. Hey.
Oh man.
It's because I was doing giveaways yesterday, so they're probably
if you guys are in Florida, man, I'm here in Palm Beach and Miami area. What flavor moon pie? I used to love those things. Honestly, I believe they're oatmeal cream pies, right? Like they're like the oatmeal ones. Those are pretty bomb.
Buy your token. I live in the streets now. Oh, geez, Samer, you're back, bro. Welcome back. Jeez, I don't think he actually did that. I don't know. Is it pumping? Hold on. Let's go look at Mexi. Samer, unless your house wasn't worth that much, you definitely didn't just buy, bro.
Just out of curiosity, what is our Probit pricing right now? Just out of curiosity.
Your what? I'm sorry?
Our Probit pricing. So we're on 2 exchanges. We're on Probit and MEXC.
Probit, you were at almost 5 cents, 4.9. Yeah, cool. 4.9.
Cool. So yeah, I mean, I think last week we were floating around 1.9, 1.7, and this week we've sort of brought ourselves up with, we actually announced again. I'll kind of announce it again, just because that's why we kind of came on the stream, right? Was Finance Blocks has secured a $25 million of our $35 million investment that we were looking to get. So,
do you have that out anywhere else other than this live at this moment?
No, it will be coming out tomorrow in press releases, as well as we'll be on the news. So you guys heard it here first, man. This is the alpha chat, man. This is alpha. This is alpha, man. Straight alpha for the legal alien community, man. So
yeah. The Border Patrol. That's the name of my community.
Love it,
they named themselves, man. I didn't pick it. I told them, name yourselves. Come on.
So shout out to the Border Patrol community. Wow, that feels odd to say, but shout out to the Border Patrol community. I hope you guys enjoy the alpha. So yeah, I mean, I expect, especially also this week where I don't want to give away too much, but we'll be partnering with a ranch porn. We'll be partnering with a major protocol. They are a top 30 project on CMC. So we'll be announcing hopefully that strategic partnership as well this week. Oh, Stuart, that's awesome. You're about an hour north of me. I actually grew up here in Wellington, West Palm Beach. So, and you're in Orlando.
Hey,
I went to school in Gainesville.
in here, man.
So yeah, we got the Florida peeps in here, man. Shout out to the Florida peeps, man. Sunshine State
Where my
kid.
Texas peeps at? Come on, man.
Oh man, Florida and Texas, man, same thing.
True. Puro BP, let's go. Maguire, my boy Maguire. You're so cool. Let it slide. Last time before. Whoa, what?
Oh no, I'm not. I will say this, man. I'm not getting into Saitama in this chat, man. You guys are not roping me into Saitama.
Let's
I don't
go.
know. Every space I get into, man, somehow turns into a Saitama space, man. And I shout out to the Saitama community. We have another one, man. I just saw Andrew down there with the 561. So shout out to the Florida community here, man. Love it, man. Shout out to my guys, man. Shout out to the Florida kids all tuning in. So love to you guys, man.
Heck yeah, man. Well,
Andrew, I don't know if you're a 561 guy, man, but if you are, we should definitely look to meet up, man. I hope to see you at permissionless. I'm a 561 guy too, man. Tap on in. Follow me on Twitter.
That guy, dude. He's
follow me on Twitter. Hit the DMs, man.
Hit some DMs. Slide in them DMs, baby.
Slide in the DMs. So, yeah, if anybody has any other questions, would love to answer it. But I guess let me sort of move into something that we're doing really cool with FBX. Sure. And it kind of leads me into a next topic, and I always love to discuss it because I just think it's really important for this space just in general.
You can share screen too as well if you want to.
Oh no, man, you're good, man. You're killing it on the screen share. You're running it right now. So one of the major things I always really like to discuss is Finance Blocks is really focused on working with different government agencies. So here in the U.S., we're working with the Department of Housing and Urban Development to try to implement our platform along the Mississippi Delta. The Mississippi Delta is primarily African American, and they suffer right now from about 27% unbanked population. And so we're trying to figure out a way to, what's the word for it? I guess help young African-American leaders start up in businesses and teaching them and giving them the services they need to achieve what they're looking to achieve. And so we are working with the Department of Housing and Urban Development here in the U.S. We're working with the Nigerian Finance Ministry in Nigeria. We're working with the Rural Finance Ministry as well as the Agricultural Ministry in India. And so it kind of brings me into my next topic. And I know this is a very sensitive topic in this space is, we're very pro crypto regulation. So we believe that there should be some sort of regulatory frameworks around the way crypto businesses are started and operated, especially here in the US. And so one thing we're looking to do is we're really looking to be one of the first companies that's legally operating in this space right in the US. And so we're working with lawmakers to try to help figure out the regulatory frameworks that might go into something like this. And so I know that's a very controversial topic in this space because a lot of people feel like, oh, government interference. But I think we've seen a lot of stuff in the space, like we've seen with the depegging of stable coins, and we've seen with the rugging of NFTs, and we've seen a lot, right? Like I think this project is really focused on being mainline and streamlined and working with different government agencies and figuring out ways to make regulation work for the crypto industry. And so that's a really big part of what we do, and finding ways to make, again, crypto more understandable and palpable for people who don't quite get it. So it always just leads to an interesting conversation. And Tony, I would love to hear your view on regulation, right? Because I just think you have a lot of probably interesting things to say about it. But just really quick, I see Chris said good night. So good night to Chris.
Good night, Chris.
Great project, just a hassle sign for KYC for MEXC to buy. Thanks for answering all the questions. Chris, you can also check us out on Knightsbridge, and you can also check us out on Probit. Probit is intensely easy for KYC. It is 1 penny more on Probit right now than MEXC, unfortunately. But in terms of actually, 1 cent in terms of the long term of this project, I don't believe that will play a critical role. But yeah,
it is 20% though.
If arbitrage, baby, arbitrage. But in terms of if KYC is a bit too difficult on MEXC, would strongly encourage it. It's pretty easy on Probit, and it's incredibly easy on Knightsbridge.
I was like, so you guys can drink ranch together? Freaking kill zero, man. You're hilarious, bro. He sent them back.
How much you want to help Luna? Oh man.
I don't think we got another. Do we have questions here? Legal bot. I don't see any bots, Samer. That was awesome, Jake. Every color deserves every opportunity. That's right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Couldn't agree more. Absolutely.
All right, man. You got I don't know if you got anything else. Anyone any other questions?
No, man, that's it for me. Again, thank you guys so much for allowing me to be on the space, and thank you guys so much for these awesome questions and welcoming me. So shout out to the Border Patrol community. Shout out to my man Legal Alien for being an amazing host and giving people like myself the platform to speak. So you guys are all awesome, and really
yeah,
connecting with you guys on some Twitter Spaces, and hopefully I could get on more of these YouTubes. This is my first ever YouTube, so
yeah. I was gonna tell you, man, we should do a follow-up one because I know we didn't cover everything. I know there's your white paper's extensive, so I'd love to do a second one. I mean, we'll talk about it. I know you're a busy guy. So.
In all honesty, man, maybe next week when we announce our blockchain protocol, I'd love to come on here and like talk about how we're going to integrate and everything we're doing, and maybe I'll be able to get like
launch party.
Dude, it's a blockchain party. Let's get it, man.
Let's go. I'll bring those Beckies.
Get it, man. So, hey, shout out to all of you guys, man. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate everything, and I really look forward to next with all of you guys, man. Shout out to all you guys. You guys are amazing. So,
all right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and play the outro here. It's been your boy Legal Alien. Thank y'all for joining us today. Much love. If you haven't already, smash that like button. But I'm gonna go ahead and end it, y'all. Y'all have a good night.
Thanks so much, guys.
Jake, real quick, if you want to just that's fine. All right, y'all. Peace out. Thank y'all for hanging out. It's been your boy. It's been real. Who else we got? I'll bring wings and ranch. Ain't nothing but a blockchain party. That's right. Daddy chill. BP. This is gonna crash harder than Luna, just my opinion. What, DJ? I wish you would have asked phrase that in a question, because I would love to hear Jake's response on that, because I don't think so, but we'll see, brother. Again, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for hanging out. Peace and love, y'all. Make someone smile. Y'all take care. Peace.